Lone Star Middle School students, we are here near the end of the year and it's time to start wrapping things up. So what I thought we would do this last big chunk of the school year, about a month, is our last scientific argument. So you can see in the background I've got my weather section pulled up. I'm going to go over to add a new page. So I'm going to click on add a page and I'm going to type in sci argue. And sci-argue is short for scientific argument. If you wanted to type out scientific argument, that's completely your choice. But I'm going to hit return here. Now, I remember when we were back, I believe it was in the rock transformation. So I'm going to click on my yellow tab here. Yours could be any color you wanted it to be if you haven't noticed. I'm going to click on rock transformation. And I'm going to come down here to my scientific argumentation. Or was it not rock transformation? Was it plate motion? I believe it was plate motion where we were learning how to argue about uh, a scientific way of doing things. And you can see on the screen that I've got and I laugh at it because it's kind of disorganized. Some of you went through and did a wonderful job of structuring the way your scientific argument was laid out in OneNote in a really wonderful way. And I would encourage you to continue down the different way than Mr. Williamson does it. But you can see the essential component, it starts from right in the middle. We've got our question slash problem followed by our claim slash hypothesis. And that's what we're going to focus on doing today. This question slash problem is going to be focused on the weather slash climate slash perhaps human impact. Those are the last three major units we have for this end of the school year we have for the structure provided to us by Amplify. But our big question, what is our big question that we would love to argue with people about once we've gained a whole bunch of evidence? And if you remember, once we've gotten our question and our hypothesis around, we had six pieces of evidence, and then each one of these pieces of evidence that helped support Wegener's theory of continental drift, plate motion, we went in more detail and got some examples. I was asked recently to show this to a few teachers, and they were very happy with what they were able to see. So I wanted to hop on the bandwagon of this again. If you remember the fossil correlations in the matches, we ended up having 5 different fossils that were used by Wegener to help support his theory of continental drift. We could also include in these where we have the pictures, you could even include YouTube bites of people making comments that help support that piece of, or provide evidence for that piece of evidence for the scientific argumentation. If you'll go back to the plate motion category section and use the information and the structure of what you had before, this will go really well. Remember, I've already got a pre-written paragraph. We would just need to change a little bit of it because of the specifics. This one specifically talks about the things that support dry land, what connect to the dry land masses, and how perhaps Pangea came about or where it went. So we're going to focus on ideas that are controversial, that you would like to take a side on about climate or weather, along with the human impact on either one of those. So together we'll come up with our own scientific problem that we've heard about or that we've read about. So perhaps today in Google we're searching for something that's going on in the world that needs our efforts. So we're going to click on weather here and make sure you get the sci-argue or the scientific argument. And then the first thing we're going to enter today is the problem. So get yourself a problem. If you want to decorate this in any sort of way, or you want to use squares or circles or however you're going to lay out the scientific problem and the argument and the hypothesis slash claim, and then build off of that your evidence. And remember, in OneNote, you can build in any direction as far as you'd like to go. I'd like to see some arrows drawn so that I can find your evidence instead of just having to search through the whole page. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the opportunity that we have in front of us to wrap up the school year with a great argumentation session. Uh, Make sure you get that SciArgue page built into your weather section, and we'll work together on coming up with which problem it is that you'd like to solve. Hope you're having a great day.